Join me as I attempt to take down my mini braids little by little, one day at a time. I don't know why, but I seem to find mini braid takedown videos very soothing, and I like putting it in the background whenever I'm busy or I'm doing something, and I just listen casually while I'm at work. So my hair has been in mini braids for close to 15 weeks now, and I got sick and tired of it. It became a little matted, and I decided I was going to take it down, but I did not want to rush into taking it all down at once because it would turn into a tedious job. That's just something you don't want to do when you are taking down your hair. You don't want it to become tedious and too stressful for you, because then it makes you start ripping through your hair and rushing everything, and that's just bad for what you're trying to achieve with is hair growth. So I decided that, okay, since this hair I was tired of it, I didn't want to rush it. I was going to take it few braids. I was going to take few braids down one day at a time. I was not going to rush into taking it all at once. Every day I choose a few braids, I take them down carefully, I detangle them carefully, then I just wait until the next day when I'm less stressed, I'm less tired. This day was on a Saturday, and I just decided to do a few braids. Actually, we had weekend work on that Saturday, so I couldn't even spend much time on the hair. So I just decided to take a few down, rebraid them before heading off to work. So I think it takes me approximately 5 to 7 minutes to take down each braid. Takes me approximately like 2 to 3 minutes to detangle, and I don't use a detangling comb or a detangling brush. I only finger detangle only. Then it takes me I think about 5 minutes or so to like redo each braid. So all in all, man, I won't even bother saying how many minutes it take me, because I just take it as it comes. So one of the first thing I do when starting to take down my braid, I just look for a good, either a good movie or preaching or anything that will just captivate me and just take my mind away from the task I'm actually doing, because it's absolutely necessary. Braids takedown can be so tedious, God. So I took down a few, I detangled them with my fingers only, I oiled them, and then I redid them I took my time without rushing, without overstressing myself. I just took my time. I enjoyed the process, because actually when you put your mind to it, it's enjoyable. If you just take your mind off the fact that your neck hurts, your arms hurt, it's actually fun when you just take your mind off of difficult parts and just focus on the fact that your hair is actually growing. And I actually did a few length checks along the way, because I don't think any natural hair girly can resist a few leg checks. So I took my time taking each braid down, then I put them back up again. And as you can see, I sped the video up a bit so it won't seem that long, or it won't take that long. So I some parts of the videos are in real time, while some are on two times speed. When it got to the demarcation line between the new growth and the braids, it got so matted with lint and dirt stuck up in there. It was truly a nightmare to detangle, so I had to take my time. I had to carefully detangle everything. I had to oil that part up, and I had to carefully separate the strands so they don't rip. I don't rip through the hair. I had to be very careful, yo. It was crazy. I had to just carefully take my time. I met snags. I met married hair, married, engaged, married strands of hair. Anyway, it was really tangled. I just had to take my time, because I'm not gonna be ripping through the hair through the new growth I managed to save in 3 months. No, no. So I had to just take my time. just me doing a lens check there. And when it was finally time for me rebraiding each braid, I took my time to make sure I separated the old roots, the roots of the old braid and the roots of the one I was rebraiding, because if I was not careful, I was going to include some of the stray hairs that were poking out from the old mini braids, and I'll include it into the new mini braids, and I did not want that. So I had to carefully separate the two, create a demarcation line, and just push them back so they don't get up all tangled up into each other. And from here, I kind of sped up the video a little because, man, it would have taken so much time if I decided to do everything in real time. So I sped up the video here in 2 times speed. And when I got to a certain length down the mini braids, I had to pick up some conditioner and some oil, then rub it on the tip of the mini braid, then twist to the end, because I don't really like braiding down to the end. I twist from a certain length, I twist all the way down. All the while I had on my favorite preacher in the background just to keep me busy, and I actually took this moment to like pray, sang, and just kept myself occupied, because that's the only way you can survive through this whole process, really. At this point, my neck was hurting, yo. Really, I don't know how we do it. The dedication, the time, the energy. My neck was hurting so bad, and my arms were stinging, and I just kept on. Wow. Natural hair girls, you guys are heroes. I don't know how we do it, really. and I had to push the braids up and hold them more securely because they really were getting in the way. And I was exhausted, so I just had to get them off the way. So I had to repack and rehold them so they don't get tangled up and mixed in with the new braids I was redoing. It comes to parting for my mini braids, I don't really put much thought into making a very neat pattern. I don't know. I don't have that time and energy. I just feel with my fingers and do it as I go along. I don't really put more thought into making sure the parts are clean and neat. And besides, I always crochet over it or I cover it up with crochets or I redo different styles on top. So by the time I'm ready for people to actually see the mini braids or the parts, they are already covered up. The parts are already covered up by new growths anyway. So I don't really bother myself much. So I was done with two braids, and the hair that I took out of those two braids were this. never fail to keep beside me when taking down my braids is a scissors, because I never know when I'm going to encounter that difficult knot that refuses to just loosen up, and then I go at it with the scissors and that's it. And I was done for the day, and it was time to pack it up and go to work. Bye.